So in the previous lesson, we learned to form a game window to control the speed of our turtle with speed method and to control the movements of our turtle from the keyboard. So now at present, our turtle remains in one spot and moves around only when we press the key. So it moves forward when we press the key B, and then it turns left with the left arrow and it turns right with the right arrow. And otherwise it stays in one spot. So let's make it more fun by moving our turtle around freely. So let's move it in a loop. So let's remove the forward movement on pressing of the key for now. So on line number 26, we coded on key, move forward when the key B is pressed. So let's just move it forward without pressing any key. So let's remove this. On key, move forward. And we can also remove the move forward function that we created for now. All right, so we have turn left function, which makes our turtle to turn left 30 degrees, and we have turn right, which makes it turn right 30 degrees when we press the left key. And here we have on key, turn left when we press the left key, and on key, turn right when we press the right key. All right. Now let's move our turtle forward in a loop. So let's make it a while true loop. So while true, player dot forward, and let's move it forward 50 pixels every time. And let's run this code. And now our turtle moves forward without pressing any keys. Let's close this window. So when you close the window, you'll see a series of error messages. We'll take care of that in our code later. And now let's run it once again and see that it moves forward without pressing any keys. And when we press left key, it turns left. And when we press right key, it turns right. And this is more fun. And now we can change the speed of this turtle with our speed method. We can make it move as fast as we like or as slow as we like. All right. We can move it slower by changing the number of pixels in the forward. So instead of 50, when we make it 10. And we can also change the speed from here. So here it's 1 at present. It can be a number between 1 and 10. So when we make it 8, you'll see that it goes much faster there. It is zoomed by. Right, let's make it a little slower. Let's make it 2. All right, so at present, our turtle just zooms off the window. So let's add a boundary on our window, and we'll add the logic to end the game when the turtle goes out of that boundary. So here, let's create an instance for setting the boundary of the game. So here, set up a boundary for the game. Let's create a square, outline, turtle dot turtle. Make sure the method is in uppercase. So we create an instance of turtle, and let's give it a color. So now here our window is 800 by 800. So it has a width of 800 and it has a height of 800. So when we divide it into x and y coordinates such that we have 0 x and 0 y in the center of the screen, we'll get 400 pixels on top and 400 on bottom. So we have 400 y coordinates available on top and 400 minus 400 at the bottom. So here at the top of the window, y coordinate is equal to 400. And here on the right of the window, at this spot, our x coordinate is equal to 400. And at the bottom of the window, here, y is equal to minus 400. And here on the left of the window, x is equal to minus 400. So now let's draw a square which is 600 pixels wide and 600 pixels long. So let's see how to go about it. So let's start by drawing a square here. So that's our turtle instance for outline. So to draw a square for I in range 4, and we make it go forward, outline dot forward. We make it go forward 600 pixels. And we make it turn right, outline dot right by 90 degrees. Let's see what happens when we do this. Let me clear all the drawings here. Let's run it again. So here, what's happening? So here the turtle starts drawing the square from 0 coordinate. So our square begins from here, but we want the outline to be drawn here. So we need to use the go to method to bring our pen here before we start the square. So what's the coordinate of this point? So here, the center of the screen is 0, 0x and 0y, and our window is 800 pixels wide. So at the rightmost corner of the screen, x is equal to 400, and on the topmost corner of the screen, y is equal to 400. And so our outline should start at x equal to 300 and y equal to 300. Let's make our turtle go to 300, 300 before we start the square. So here, before we start drawing our square, we'll make our instance go to 300, 300. So it's going to go to these coordinates. Let's take a look at the code again. So it goes to coordinate 300, 300, and then it goes forward 600 pixels. And then it turns right. So let's turn it right first, and then we'll make it move forward. There. So that's our square. It starts at 300, 300 coordinate, and then it goes forward 600 pixels, and then it turns right, and then it repeats the movement 4 times, and we have a square. And we don't want this line here. So let's use the pen up method to remove this line. So let's bring the pen up. When it's going to coordinate 300, 300, and then we bring the pen down. Outline, pen, down. So we get a clean square here. So there we have our outline. So here, let's keep the goal of this game to keep the turtle inside the boundary. So by turning it around, we aim to keep it inside the boundary. When the turtle moves out of the boundary, the game ends. And we can have a timer. So the person who keeps the turtle inside the boundary for the longest time wins the game. So let's code a check here, such that when the turtle touches the boundary, the game ends. So we need to code a check for the end of screen coordinates here. So if the turtle goes out of the screen, the game gets over. So let's code that. So here inside the while true loop, let's add the condition. Here we are going to code a check for the outline coordinates of turtle goes out of the screen. Game gets over. I'm adding comments here so it's easier for you to understand. So here we are going to add a condition that if our turtle touches the outline, then we break out of the while true loop. So let's add the condition for this. If player dot x coordinate is greater than 300, so that's the x-axis for the outline. We'll go over this once again. Or player dot y coordinate is greater than 300. Then print game over and break. Right, so let's just take a look at how this works. So there we have our outline. I need to add a parenthesis here. It's a method. We are calling a method from turtle. So that's our outline, right? And that's our turtle. So here our game stops when the turtle reaches the outline. So what's going on here? Let's take a look. So the coordinates of our outline are 300, 300. So here we are checking if the x coordinate of our turtle is greater than 300. So x is greater than 300. So that means that our turtle has crossed the boundary. Or the y coordinate of our turtle is greater than 300. So in case our turtle has reached the top of our boundary, in which case y coordinate of our turtle will be greater than 300, and then the game gets over. Similarly, we need to check if the turtle has reached the bottom boundary. So here, x coordinate of the turtle will be less than minus 300. And we'll also need to check if the turtle has reached the left end of the boundary, where x coordinate will be less than minus 300. Sorry, so here at the bottom, it's not the x coordinate. We'll be checking for the y coordinate. Y coordinate is less than minus 300. So let's include those checks. So here we have, if x coordinate of our turtle is greater than 300 or y coordinate of our turtle is greater than 300. So we are checking for the top and the right of our screen. Then print game over. Now, similarly, we can just copy paste the same thing and we'll change the coordinates. So if x coordinate of our player is less than minus 300 or y coordinate of our player is less than minus 300, then print game over and take a break from this loop. The break statement here breaks out of the while true loop. So there we have our boundary. So here, when the turtle goes out of the boundary, game over gets printed here. Now let's check for the minus coordinates. Oops, it's already gone out. Let's slow down our turtle and make the speed 1 and forward for 5 steps. And let's check for the bottom coordinates this time. Let's move it around. And there we have our game over printed. And at the end of the code, let's add the quit method here to get a clean quit. So when the turtle reaches the boundary, we print game over and we break out of the while true loop and the quit method gets executed. Let's check that. There. So that's our code. So now let's have some fun and increase the speed of this turtle. Let's make it 7. And I'll try to keep it inside this boundary for as long as I can. The faster the turtle is, the harder it gets to keep it inside the boundary. So you can make it more challenging by increasing the speed here or increasing the steps, forward steps, the number of steps here in forward method. So alright, in the next lesson we will add a timer to our game.